Hello class, this is Ryan, and for this tutorial we're going to work through exercise 7-1, A, B, C, and D. And I'm here in my template. This is a metric template and ready to go. So the first thing is to draw the example that they have shown at the top of the page. So I'm going to do that real quick here, starting at the upper left corner, come down 40, go to the right 60. And remember, to get that 45-degree angle, I can drag kind of off in that direction with ortho off and say shift at, we'll say 100 at an angle of 135 would give me the correct angle from that point off to the left. Now I'll do another line from here, turn ortho back on with F8 and click to finish and spacebar, and then TR, enter, and trim away what's left. So that's kind of our first starting shape. The next shape is, this is the front view, and now we need the end view, which is simply a rectangle with dimensions of 40 by 40. Click. Now I'll do the move command, enter, move that off to the right a bit. Now what we're going to draw is the auxiliary face, which is a view looking kind of down at this face here, and that's at a 45-degree angle, so I'm just going to do an offset. We'll say, I don't know, 200 millimeters. That's probably too far. We'll do 100 millimeters. That's better. And then the shape itself is going to be, this is the width, which is 40, so I'll offset another 40 for the width of the shape. And now we're going to take some lines up from the auxiliary face. We're going to change our UCS. Right now it's oriented in the XY plane is what we call the world UCS. It's at a right angle, but we need to change it to 45. So if I type in UCS and hit enter, I've got lots of options. We're going to use object, OB, enter, and then if we click on a line, the UCS will match whichever line we click. So we want it to match this 45. And now we're set up. So if I do a line, you'll notice my cursor is now oriented along the UCS. Any line that I draw will be at that angle. So I can copy that construction line to represent each of these points on the object, like so. And I'll do EX, enter, to extend those two out. And if I hold down shift, I can trim away what's left, just like you see here, and I can erase that extra line. So these two lines are visible. This here is a hidden line because it represents this corner on the rear. So I'm going to go ahead and make that yellow hidden. And if you don't have hidden lines, remember to type in line type and you can load your line types in. So this is our template, if you will, what we're going to start with for the rest of the shapes. Hit UCS, enter, and it'll reset that UCS to the world or standard UCS. Now that we have this, we need to apply this to multiple, actually 4 other objects. We'll start with 7-1A, and I'm going to modify this base to match what they show in 7-1A for the right side view. So I'm going to start here making modifications on the right. They want us to do a chamfer, so I'm going to type in chamfer, and that's going to be 40 minus 25 is 15, so D, enter. First chamfer distance is 15, second is 15, and then I can click on the two sides. So we've got a chamfer, and then they've got this notch, which appears to be 15 by 15 and centered, so I'm going to do a rectangle, D for dimensions, 15, enter, 15, enter. And then I can take and move that rectangle from the midpoint to the midpoint, TR, enter, and trim away what's left. So now we have a new end view for 7-1A. We're going to apply line work to our other two views to make this accurate. So I need a line to represent what the front face would look like. And I'm going to copy that line with CO to those 2 points as well, because those will be hidden lines. TR, enter, get rid of what's left, E to erase the construction lines. And then those two are hidden, so I'm going to do MA, which is match properties. Hit the space bar, click the source object, click the destination object, space bar to end. So that's what the front view should look like of this object that they have for 7.1a. This is what the right side looks like. Now comes the hard part. And I will be completely honest with you, this is kind of a brain warp, and it's a really good exercise. I really think you're going to build new mental connections. So if your head hurts a little bit, that's probably a good thing while you're doing this. So we'll do UCS enter, OB enter, and we'll go back on to 45, and we'll bring in our construction lines once more. But this time we have you know, the new features that we just drew in. We'll start with this guy right here. Okay, so we've got him. We're going to need this one, and I think that's probably, well, no, we'll need these other two as well. Because we'll have to show that notch out on the auxiliary view. Remember that auxiliary view is looking square at this angled face. Now, instead of, you know, doing a form of projection line or rotating this object, I know that this is 15, the width of this, so I'm just going to offset this line over 15, just like so. Okay, and then I can look back, and the notch goes from here to here, so from that line to that line. So I can do TR, and I'm going to hit trim and hit enter once, so I can pick those lines, enter again, and then trim away what's left. Same way here, pick that line and trim away what's left, enter, enter, trim away those. So that's what this notch would look like here. Now we've got to get into this slope, and along the top, 40 minus 15 is 25. This is 25, so I need another line over 25, so I'm going to offset 25 like so, and I believe what I'm going to see is from this corner point here, this corner is actually this corner, and it's going to angle down to that corner. So I believe on the auxiliary view I'll see something like that. I'm going to erase that construction line and trim away what's left there. And then for this next one, we go from this corner, which is this corner, to that corner, which is that corner. So I believe I'll have another line from here down to here, and then trim away what was left of that guy, get rid of that guy. So kind of step back and look at it. This line needs to be erased or trimmed as well. So when I look at this right side view, this should be relatively the same shape that we're seeing right here, which it is, only obviously this is stretched out because we're looking at the true auxiliary view, and this is shorter because we're looking at straight on from the right side. It's kind of like a doorstop that slopes away from you, and we're seeing that face here. So I believe that face is right, and as I kind of drag my cursor along and match up those corner points, they look like they're matching up as well as they should. So I think we're in pretty good shape. The last thing is we could add in hidden lines for this box here if we wanted to. So the box goes from right there to right there. So technically I would have a hidden line that went like that. Trim away my construction lines so it's not as busy. And then MA for match property. Oops, pick that hidden line and make those hidden. So a little bit busy, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's going to look like. And then we can hit UCS, enter, enter to reset our UCS. So this is kind of what they're asking you to do, is start with this base shape setup and then implant the modified right side view and then apply the changes to these other two views to make it correct. So, so you don't have to waste your time watching me work through each of these. I've already completed them. So here's the one that we just showed you, which this looks the same as what we did before. So that looks correct. The next one, 7.1b, I'll kind of pause on it for a little bit, but 7.1b made the same modifications to the right and applied them over to the front. And then the auxiliary view, if you look at this overall shape, it's the same overall shape with these continuous lines here, only we've added in the line work to represent the slope and then the flat that you see here, and the slope and the flat are applied right here. So the hidden lines are optional, but you can add in those hidden lines if you choose. 7.1c, this was a little bit easier, I think, because there was only one hidden line here on the front view, but our shape is skewed like you see here, and we've got that same skewed shape here, and we see the rectangle, which is this flat piece on the top, and then the sloped side, which is this face right here. That's 7.1c. And 7.1d, we've got our curve and a chamfer applied over here. So this line that you see and this line simply are the starting and ending points of the curve. Technically those could be omitted, but I like to show them just to show that's the start of the curve. And this rectangle at the top is just this flat piece here and here that you see beyond the curve. And then the hidden lines are this rear chamfer and then the corner of the object. To get these arcs, all I did was an arc command. I can redraw them for you if you'd like. You just do arc and just go 0.1, 0.2, and then you can kind of drag it. There is a way to get more accurate, but don't bother wasting your time doing multiple projection lines. Just get it close and then TR enter and trim away what's left. That's just ARC for the arc command to get that done. Made a second arc, and this second arc, this was a little bit difficult, so I'll do UCSOB so I can give you an alignment here. The first arc goes from this corner here to here, and it goes then to this corner right here. So this corner lines up with this corner. Get rid of that extra one I put in. This corner lines up with that corner right there. The second arc goes from here, which is this corner, to here, which is that corner. So the second arc is longer because it's along the slope, where the first one was square, so it was shorter. So that is how I completed these four, and it's going to be difficult, but kind of struggle through. At least you have a picture of about what we're looking for, and if you have questions, feel free to email. Thank you for your time.